that spent money, that put it on the credit cards, that took out loans, that flew to Las Vegas and bought tickets, and for the main event to end like that was such a disappointment. It really was.
I'm a bit sad for that, for everybody. Just shitting it. Like, he's worked his way back from having a broken leg, now he's injured again. Bad for Max as well. Max is prepared for a big fight. It's not really happened. He's still won technically, but you won't want to win like that. So, yeah,
Few moments in mixed martial arts history have left fans as stunned as the ending of UFC 329. 4 months. Anticipation had reached extraordinary levels as Conor McGregor prepared for one of the most important comebacks of his legendary career.
How would you observe?
Win is a win, you know. A couple people got wins over me that kind of pissed me off, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, they're gonna go down, look in the history books, they're just gonna look at a piece of paper and see a W or L next to your name. So that's what I'm taking it as.
Fans traveled from every corner of the world, spending thousands of dollars on flights, hotels, tickets, and merchandise just to witness the return of the sport's biggest superstar. Many supporters emptied their savings, used credit cards, and planned entire vacations around this event, believing they were about to experience another unforgettable chapter in McGregor's remarkable journey. Instead,
he looked very confident going into the fight, but then when the fight came out, he looked nervous a little bit to me. He looked very tense, you know, right?
The walkout right was strange, right? The walkout was very strange.
Yeah. I was like different. That was a difference. You know, it was different. I was like, whoa, what's going on? Did he hurt himself right before when he was taking his shoes off? Somebody said he did some kind of jump. I don't recall, but somebody said that he might have hurt his knee at that time, you know, and then of course we did that flying, the flying kick. It hurt him worse. Obviously you could see it with slow motion. You could see the knee give in just at that one spot where, you know, I'm in justice. My heart went, damn it.
The night ended almost before it truly began. Rather than an unforgettable 5-round war against Max Holloway, the headline fight concluded in heartbreaking fashion after McGregor suffered a devastating knee injury only moments into the contest. The atmosphere inside the arena changed instantly. What had been overwhelming excitement quickly turned into complete silence as thousands of fans watched the Irish superstar collapse in obvious pain. The disappointment stretched far beyond those sitting cage-side. Millions of viewers around the world who had waited years for McGregor's return were left wondering how such a highly anticipated event could end so suddenly. Many supporters voiced their frustration online, arguing that after
God, dude, Max just got an insane payday. The thing that sucks for Max, though, it's like he had it one of the craziest training camps that he's ever had, the most money he's ever going to make, and he still made it. But it's just, you almost feel guilty. It was kind of the same thing with Patty. Patty went out there and at least subbed him, looked fucking sick, but you almost feel guilty because you're not hurt. Your hands don't hurt, your face doesn't hurt, nothing hurts. I bet Max is just like, what the fuck? I would be, if I was in Max's position, I'm sure I'd be so, like, you're grateful, you're blessed, everything's great, but you didn't get to go out there and do what you love to do. You didn't get to go out there and perform. You didn't go out there and show the world how good you are. It looked fucking good. It looked like he went out there and threw that kick. If Conor was compromised, if his knee hurt going into the fight, he doesn't come out and throw that kick. You just don't come out and jump off your leg and land on your other compromised knee that's already hurt. For everyone to say Conor's knee's already hurt, and he was that sounds ridiculous. To me, it's just, he didn't seem like it looked like a freak accident. This is just, freak accidents happen. Unfortunately, it happened on the biggest, absolutely most insane card, most insane comeback of all time. Freak shit happened, and that looked like that freaky shit happened.
The rotation of how the foot is externally rotated, the idea that we see a little bit of the knee going inward, the trunk is leaning over his injured side. But what you don't see on this injury is the classic pivot shift that you will sometimes see with an ACL tear. Now, that doesn't mean that this is not an ACL tear, but you at least don't see that stereotypical kind of pathognomonic shift forward of the tibia and then pop backwards like we would if you could confirm 100% that this was an ACL.
Investing so much money and emotion into the event, they felt robbed of the main event they had been promised. While frustration dominated social media, others focused on the human side of the story. McGregor had already overcome one of the toughest challenges of his career after suffering a horrific broken leg years earlier. His comeback had become a...
Did he get hurt during the fight? What is your take on ultimately what happened with Conor McGregor and what happened with his knee?
You know, it's, to me, it's like to have a warrior like him train as hard as he did after a 5-year layoff and come back, and to have something like that happen, your heart has to go out to the guy. Look, I may not like him as a person at times, but I have to respect what a great warrior he is. And to see him go out that way is not the way I would want anyone to go out. You'd want them to go out with, you know, doing what they came out there to do, perform. You know, either the other man was the better man or you were the better man. But he beat himself on that one, and that's the one that I feel for him, because that's not something that I would want for anybody, you know. And he deserved to either become victorious or lose to Max. That's the way it needed to go.
Symbol of determination, discipline, and resilience. After spending years rebuilding both physically and mentally, another serious injury was the last thing anyone expected to witness. Even critics who have often questioned McGregor's behavior admit...
Like he had a hard time putting out his sneakers. Could he have been injured before the fight?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, that I don't know. I mean, the day of the press conference, he came running out of the back and ran right up to him and stopped abruptly and, you know, squared off with him. They were pushing foreheads, and
I'm just wondering if something happened within the last 24 hours. I don't see it on the landing, the actual landing of that flight.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that, but I didn't see, you know, the doctors checked him out before they fight, and he looked damn good at the press conference, and he looked fine at the weigh-ins.
It's just a question of getting paid if you step in the cage.
What's that?
The question of getting paid as you step in the cage was...
Well, listen, if anybody saw anything that could have possibly made him look weak or injured leading up to this fight, I mean, what the fucking face-off do? 44 million in 24 hours? More than 44 million views. Somebody would have saw something. Anybody see something? No, if they did, they didn't say it, which is impossible.
It was painful to see any athlete endure another devastating setback after dedicating so much effort to returning to competition. The disappointment also extended to Max Holloway. Although the official record now shows Holloway leaving UFC 329 with another
walkout. He looks relaxed, to be fair. Can he do it? Can he?
Second longest ever.
Second longest ever what break?
Yeah.
Can he be nostalgic and get a big left hand and knockout? Oh, what's happened there?
Where do you reckon Joe Rogan's levels of excitement are? Or with Alex Pereira or?
Joe Rogan. He might. Who knows what he might do?
Another victory. It was clearly not the kind of win any elite fighter dreams about. Holloway had invested months preparing for one of the biggest fights of his career, expecting to test himself against one of the greatest stars the sport has ever produced. Instead of celebrating a hard-earned victory inside the Octagon, he found himself...
Yeah. Bro, I'm actually like, I'm with my boys. We left the place, bro, and we were just like, fuck. Like,
I feel for the guy. I'm like, damn, like, imagine working that hard. It's like the Super Bowl damn near for him. This is like life or death. 5 years.
5 years, bro. And you go out there and tear your knee. I just don't know why he came out and threw that crazy ass kick out the gate. I'm like, it just sucks, bro.
And then now the internet's so stupid. Now they're all like showing clips saying like he was injured before. He went out and said he wasn't.
He wasn't, bro. He works with my guy Tim Grover, and Tim like trained like Kobe and MJ, and I've been working with Tim for a few years. So Tim, I was texting.
Watching his opponent unable to continue because of an unfortunate injury.
I know you're busy. And then Tim's probably like, fuck, motherfucker. But he just said, I was like, just answer this. Was he hurt before the fight?
Yeah.
He's like, absolutely not. So that's...
Holloway later explained that throughout his own career, he had experienced difficult defeats and understood better than most that history only records wins and losses. Years from now, record books will simply show another victory beside his name, regardless of how unusual the ending was. Still, anyone watching could tell Holloway would have preferred proving himself over 5 competitive rounds rather than seeing the contest end almost immediately. As analysts review...
That's upsetting, isn't it? Joe Rogan said it's his ACL, so it definitely is. He's just got like MRI vision where he can see into his knee, just like diagnose him straight away.
It's horrible, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's grim.
Build up, and then obviously being in that situation where the fans are annoyed, he probably just wants to get out of there straight away, doesn't he?
I thought he was just slipping. He just wants to get out. Mate, I've injured my knee in there. It's horrible. Let's see the replay.
So as he steps forward, watch this. He steps. Now watch his right leg. Steps on it, and right there. Oh, yep.
Did look like he put a bit of pressure on his knee. I thought he was just slipping, did you?
Yeah, because he's gone for the kick.
Viewed the opening moments repeatedly. Many began discussing whether there had been subtle warning signs before the fight even started. Several former champions and respected commentators noted that McGregor's body language during his walkout appeared different from previous appearances. Instead of displaying his trademark swagger and complete confidence, some observers felt he looked unusually tense and emotionally restrained.
Conor McGregor's had an incredible career. What he's done for this sport really is incredible. The fever around Las Vegas this week was wild. The excitement for Conor McGregor coming back after all this time, 5 years away from the sport, after breaking his leg, was at an all-time high, okay? But we know what happened. If you're watching this right now, you know what happened. You know what happened. He went out there, he threw a jumping, flying kick, blew his knee out. They said probably his ACL, who knows, maybe a meniscus. What I'm saying is that this sport is very
strained. Others questioned whether something might have happened during his warm-up or final preparations backstage. Some even pointed to his movement while removing his shoes before entering the octagon, wondering whether discomfort had already begun to develop. Those observations immediately fueled online speculation that McGregor may have entered the fight carrying an undisclosed injury. However, without
Conor McGregor came back after 5 years, and the appetite was there, the thirst was there, and I'm sure the hunger was there on the side of Conor McGregor. But it took about 15 seconds. 15 seconds is all it took. He ran out there, he jumped in the air, he flew a flying kick, which was unadvisable. It was, because the man's almost 40 years old, and then he blew his knee out. And Max Holloway knew straight away. And fair play to Max Holloway, right? He was even telling the referee, going, yo, there's something not right here. There's something not right, okay? Anyway, that was it. It's done. It's over. Conor McGregor returns after 5 years, and he lost the fight. And it's a shame.
Medical evidence. Those theories remained exactly that, speculation. As replay after replay circulated across television broadcasts and social media, attention quickly shifted toward the flying kick that appeared to trigger the injury. Slow-motion footage showed...
Can't watch. Imagine the pressure going into the... I can't watch. I'm closing my eyes because it's on the screen. Imagine the pressure going into the next fight. Max was saying... Oh, God, quit showing me that shit. I can't see that. Fuck, turn it off. Max was saying... Conor versus Max 3 in December or some shit, but I mean, he's bluish. He ain't fighting prior. I don't want to say it. He might not ever fight. I can't say it.
McGregor planting his leg awkwardly before the knee suddenly buckled underneath him. Sports medicine specialists carefully analyzed every frame, explaining that although the movement resembled mechanisms commonly associated with serious ligament injuries, the replay alone could not definitively confirm the exact diagnosis. Some experts believe the damage resembled an ACL injury, while
very difficult sport, but it's far less taxing all over on your body. I feel like boxers sustain a lot more head trauma than MMA fighters do. Just the bigger gloves and just the duration. If you're fighting 12 3-minute rounds with the cushion gloves, I feel like they sustain a lot more head trauma. But I feel like all over the body, MMA is obviously a lot more taxing on your joints, and you get like niggly on all your ligaments in your knees, and you got your back and your neck, and there's a lot more different places to get fatigued and get injured. So it's just coming to a point now where maybe his body can't hold up in the MMA space, and they should just let him box and earn some crazy money in his last couple of years of fight.
Others suggested additional structures inside the knee, including the meniscus, could also have been affected. Regardless of the precise medical diagnosis, everyone agreed on one point. The injury was severe enough to completely change the direction of one of the biggest events in UFC history. Daniel Cormier also weighed in on the heartbreaking situation, admitting that his first reaction was simply sadness. While acknowledging McGregor's enormous popularity, Cormier questioned...
Please. Because the thing is, like, Conor can't do MMA again, right? No matter what he does, he's gonna have injuries in his lower body that are just gonna undermine his ability to perform. Especially the way that he performs as well, right? You know, he needs his ability to move quickly and change direction and spring from one limb to another. If he doesn't have that ability, he doesn't have that confidence in himself, he's not the person that we want him to be. But what he could do is put a pair of boxing boots on, a pair of bigger gloves, and he could have a couple of boxing matches. And I still do think he could box, and I think he could sell a lot of tickets and do really well.
Questioned whether another comeback after such a devastating setback would even be realistic. Returning from one career-threatening injury is already an extraordinary challenge. Attempting to recover from another major knee injury after years away from active competition presents an even greater obstacle. Cormier wondered...
To have a few short years of the human consciousness where they're globally respected and feared. So laughing at somebody because they can't do it like they used to do it, that actually does not detract from the achievement they've already cemented in time. It doesn't change anything. There's a period of human history in which every single person on the planet respected and feared Conor McGregor. And there's a period of human history where every single person on the planet knew and shouted the name Top G. And nobody, no matter what they try and do, can change it.
Whether McGregor himself would still possess the desire to go through another lengthy rehabilitation process, and whether fans would remain emotionally invested after seeing another comeback end in disappointment. At the same time, legendary coach Javier Mendez offered a more compassionate perspective. Although Mendez has publicly disagreed with McGregor on numerous occasions throughout the years, he expressed tremendous respect.
And this is where I think potentially McGregor and the UFC are going to butt heads, because if I remember correctly, he's got one more fight on his contract now. Like, if we strike that one from last night and everything, and it's just counted as a loss and we move on from it, he's got one more fight on his contract. And I mean, are they going to force him to fight MMA? It'd be a silly thing to do, I think. It'd just be bad for everybody. And unless they can do some kind of collaboration with MVP, and they can get the Nate Diaz rematch back on, and they just promise to slap each other with no gloves on. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like his only path forward now is boxing, really.
For the dedication required to prepare for a return after nearly 5 years away from elite competition. He emphasized that no true competitor deserves to have months of sacrifice erased by an unfortunate injury only seconds into the fight. In Mendez's opinion,
1000%, that's the worst possible outcome.
So anticlimactic, dude. What a freaking letdown.
You got titanium rod in your other leg. You blew out your knee. Yeah, that's probably it, kid, for Conor. That's probably it.
He's got to do one more, right? And not go crazy in the beginning, at least?
That's it, Bubba. Yeah, I also blame Drake.
Yeah, that guy who spent $900,000 on Polymarket on Max.
Yeah.
He's very happy right now.
Mario says he's going to be out 2 more years. Yeah, probably. Have to get out of the testing pool again. Wow.
What, he's like 30, 39 now?
37.
And Austin says, I've never seen enough. Give him Nate now.
Every great athlete deserves the opportunity to either win or lose through competition rather than watching circumstances beyond their control decide the outcome. His comments reflected the feelings shared by many throughout the MMA community. Rivalries disappear quickly when an athlete suffers a serious injury, because every fighter understands exactly how much sacrifice.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am absolutely devastated. UFC 329 just ended in a wet fart, as Conor McGregor, in the first second of the main event, sprinted toward Max Holloway, as we all held our hopes high in the air that this was the return of the Mac, that maybe, just maybe, potentially he could turn back the clock 10 years from 2026 to 2016 and show us one more time the magic of the Mystic Mac. He sprinted across the cage, took 2 or 3 steps, jumped, and performed a switch kick in midair, landing on his right leg and knee, and it immediately buckled. He tore his ACL, potentially his meniscus, and the fight.
Few moments in mixed martial arts history have left fans as stunned as the ending of UFC 329. For months, anticipation had reached extraordinary levels as Conor McGregor prepared for one of the most important comebacks of his legendary career. Fans traveled from every corner of the world, spending
as an MMA fan, as someone that has watched this sport for damn near 17 years, that is one of the biggest letdowns I think I've ever seen. That's worse than Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. That's worse than Anderson Silva breaking his leg, Conor breaking his leg, Chris Weidman breaking his leg. That is the worst thing I've ever seen happen in that big of a main event, in that big of a moment, with that much riding on it, with those stakes involved. Conor McGregor
is required simply to reach fight night. As the debate continues, one fact remains impossible to ignore. UFC 329 will forever be remembered not for spectacular knockouts.
I'm aware I did a post yesterday, and I should probably apologize for absolutely nothing, homie. Fuck this dude. That's how beef works. We don't like each other. Everyone's saying, oh, you commented on his age. He's only 1 year older than you, about his knees. Hey, guess what? We don't age the same. My knees are awesome. Oh, you wouldn't say it to his face? I already did. That's why a picture exists of this little leprechaun punching up and missing me and me not flinching. Where the fuck is the rest of the footage where we toss this little guy like a piece of dirty drawers across the red carpet? That's why all the footage starts with him far away. Buddy, you look like a drunk, ugly extra in a Sherlock Holmes movie. What in the 1934 am I looking at? Fix your face. Holy shit. Oh, that's me. Why are you kicking him while he's down? Dude, fuck this guy when he's down, up, sideways, asleep, while I'm peeing. Sorry. Fuck him. What in the fuck, Liddell, happened to the landing strip on your head? Worst 10 seconds I've ever seen. Thank you for the walkout being longer than the fight.
Thousands of dollars on flights, hotels, tickets, and merchandise just to witness the return of the sport's biggest superstar. Many supporters emptied their savings, used credit cards, and planned entire vacations around this event, believing they were about to experience another unforgettable